thank you so much for joining me again on another episode of my creative journey. I am taking old photos of my past, my family's past, and kind of working together an art journal, thinking through stories, reflecting on stories as I go. So if you're just joining me, I've done a couple of pages so far, just kind of getting started. And then a photo here of myself and my older sister from when we were children. And then I did this page with my grandmother at my christening. And today I'm going to work on this page here. So this album I'm using is an 8-inch hot pressed watercolor album. And I really like how easy it is to pull out the pages. So I'm just going to pull out this page and close it back up while we work on this. And I'll link this album down below. It's an Amazon find. And I'm going to set this over here so I can visually keep an eye on it. I still want to kind of incorporate some of the colors, like you'll see here, the blues and the sage greens. I picked up on that from my grandmother's dress. And I want to continue that because the opposite page, I'm going to use a photo of my godparents holding me and do some sort of collage over here to complement that page. So, my godparents are special to me. I do still have my godmother. She's one of my dad's younger sisters. And she actually lives not too far from me. If you ever see me post about being at my aunt's horse farm, that was her horse farm. And now she is in a retirement community. And then my godfather was my dad's little brother, who sadly passed away in a motorcycle accident from a drunk driver. So that's a sad story. It's followed me, but he was a good part of my life for a number of years. He taught me how to sail. I played piano because he played piano. He was a wonderful man. So definitely something I will remember. Okay, so I've got my base here. I'm going to start by adding some oxide splashes. So let me pull out some blues. I'm going to go with speckled egg on this one. And luckily I've got my workspace set up where I have drawers behind me, drawers beneath me, and all different places to pull my product from. So most of my stash is product that I have designed, and so that's what I'm going to be pulling from, with a few other things in there. Of course, I didn't do inks. These are oxide inks, and I love to just kind of splash. You know what, maybe I want to try something a little different. Let's see what happens. So this is hot press watercolor paper, so it is smooth. And what if I just smear it like that? And then ink it up, and we'll get a nice big fat watercolor brush and kind of come in here. Oh yeah, that gives me some different texture. Just creating a base that I'm going to stamp on and glue on to create my page. Kind of thinking the way this all is coming together with the color, it would be nice to have the photo maybe anchored down here and then the texture comes off of it. So I think I will look at my stamps and see what I can come up with for that. Okay, now that this is all dry, I did grab my Wispy stem stamps, these here. And again, I will link these below. I designed those for Arden Creative Studio. And I'm gonna use this Stazon ink because I'm not sure, but I might end up adding other wet layers over this. So I want to be sure that doesn't bleed. And since I was talking about putting the photo down here, I'm going to stamp this right here. And sometimes with a large stamp, I should have put this on a platform because I don't know that my surface gets me full coverage. Yeah, but I'm gonna have the photo right over here, so that's okay. I do want to add another stamp on the side here. So I'm gonna put a piece of paper under here because I'm only gonna add half of it. And that way it won't get all over my desk like it just did before. Can again use some more of the Stazon. This color is teal blue. Definitely goes with all the palettes for the collections I design. I'm gonna have it just kind of go off the edge here. So again, now this one isn't gonna get covered unless I cover it with white acrylic. So hopefully it'll make a decent impression. That'll work. Okay, now that I have the two Wispy stems on here, I'm gonna add some handwriting stamps as texture. They are from this collection I designed for Arden, so it's the letterbox Remnants. And I'm not even gonna put them on an acrylic block. These are clear polymer stamps and they're really nice and sticky. So all I'm gonna do is kind of push it against my fingers, tap it on the Stazon, and you can see I don't even have full coverage. But the point of this, I feel like it's gonna fall off now. The point of this is to add texture. So it's not readability like some stamping, it's purely texture. So I'm just tapping and adding. I need to be more firm. You can see I got a little ghosting there. But I'm just trying to create visual interest that will help draw us back to the photo that I'm going to add. I think maybe it's doing that because the ink is still a little wet, but that's okay because again, it's just texture. All right, that's good. Okay, still continuing to build my base here. I pulled out a bunch of rub-ons from the Spectrum Sherbet collection I designed, and I'm going to add this lace because it is beautiful. It's reflective of the ceremonial baptism and the gown that I was put in because that was a family heirloom sort of thing. And I actually think I'm going to put it down here because I want, I talked about, let's go back, we'll put, if the photo goes here and then this comes kind of out from under it, I think that would create good interest. So go back here, grab the rub-on, put it down about so, press it onto the paper, and then I use just a burnisher, stylus, I think they're called too, if you're gonna search for them. Retailers have all different varieties. I just prefer one that has a large steel ball on it. That seems to work nicely. Nothing gets dented and you get good coverage. Just remember when you're peeling off any rub-on, no matter where you're getting them from, go slowly so that if, oh, you know what? I bet because this happened to me the other day, because everything was still wet. Now, this is gonna be a hot mess. Okay, see, that worked, but that was still wet. Let's see what happens. Can we just shift the photo? Yep, we'll just shift the photo over. That'll work just fine, right? No mistakes when you're art journaling. You just roll with it. Whatever happens, you make it work. Okay, the other thing I wanted to add in here were some of these leaves. Again, these are from the Spectrum Sherbet. Let's see if I go like that with one. Or you know what? I like this one that's like partially painted. So I'm gonna cut this one. And because I know that that area of my canvas, maybe it has too much ink or something, it was not cooperating. So I'm gonna be careful to try to avoid that, but I still wanna put it under so that it's peeking out when I lay my photo. So I want it to be like that. All right, so let's try this. Fingers crossed, please. Ooh, you know, you just never know with art, and that's why layers are good, and you can always put a layer of acrylic over something that doesn't work, or another layer of rub-ons over what doesn't work. You know, I could have heated this up more again and made sure I didn't have any trouble. But let's see here. Dun dun dun. Oh good, it's working, yay. Yep, one little blip. But you know what, I think that's getting covered anyway, but still. Okay, yay, so that went on nicely. All right, now let's add, you know what, I'm not gonna put this on yet because I'm feeling like I wanna add some more collage, and I really want this to be my almost last thing. I will probably put some white paint around it to work it into the composition. But for now, I want to keep going. I want to keep building. So I want to add a butterfly. So I'm just going to cut it out, because if I don't cut it out, I will always end up with something I don't want. And I'm going to have this one go like that. Again, burnish it down. Kind of burnish it in the direction. Sometimes if I go too fast and I go back and forth like that, you can hear it crackle. It pops up and then the rub-on cracks. So better to kind of burnish in the direction when you are working with a larger rub-on to make sure that that doesn't happen, especially with words. Oh my gosh, I can't even say how many times I went too fast and wrecked it. All right, there we go. Oh, not all of it came up. Again, that's why you go slow, because if you just set it right back down, you can reapply. Okay, good. There, we've got a nice butterfly, and I think maybe I'll save that for after. What if we put some words in here? How about take a deep breath and live life? I think that, you know, that makes sense for a christening. I think back to the 60s and what my parents maybe thought life was going to be, and then where life took them and therefore us, and how I ended up here. I think about that stuff a lot because we didn't live, you know, in the same place our whole lives. There was, of course, family drama, which, oops, see, I did it. I moved too fast and I cracked the F. Okay, I'm gonna go very slow, not think about the family drama. Hey, that's what did it, right? Was that my mom reaching out at me from the skies telling me, oh, don't talk about that. But there was family drama, and so we moved a lot. And it made me who I am, and for that I'm grateful. Okay, look, we're not getting it all on here. So again, I'm going to push a little harder, try to get this whole quote to transfer. Looks like it's doing a little better now. Using just this little pick to peel it back. Oops. Okay, and this time, you can see I missed the A. Just gonna go in and push it down. There we go. See, it's pretty easy. If you do make a mistake or if you do pull off something, to go back and change things. Or fix things, I should say. Okay, I do want to collage a few things on here. So I'm grabbing a little plate and just some matte medium. I'm gonna shake it up because it's been sitting on my desk for a while. And I'm just gonna squirt it out on here. This method seems to work best for me. And then I'm gonna just get a brush that I tend to use for matte medium. And what I'm thinking is that if this is gonna go here, and then I want to add some of the things I've been using from the last pages. This is a printout, digital printout from Katie Petite Designs with I think this collection was Vintage Artistry Teal. So I'm gonna just tear, whoops, and see. I think I want to tear some of this side too, because I like organic edges better than soft edges, or hard edges, I should say. Ooh, okay. Keep going, keep going. And what I'm thinking, hopefully this works, is if this goes like here, and then my photo can go over that hard edge. So yes, that works for me. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna apply some glue to my page, and see, that's why I use the Stazon ink, so that it doesn't run or bleed. And now I'm gonna just go over it. This is a digital printout from the printables in my shop, which again, I'll link below. But this one is printed on laser, a laser printer. You can use an inkjet, but those colors or those inks can be water reactive, or they're more sensitive. You can still, go over them with the glue and stuff. You just need to be careful not to overdo it. Whereas with the laser, it's okay if you overdo it. Okay, not only do I want that one, but I want some other stuff in here. Kind of want to create a bit of a collage. I've got this, I like that. I think it echoes the big butterfly, and I am gonna go with hard edges on this, thinking that I'm just going to add some paint afterwards and that will make everything all blend together. All right, so we're gonna put these guys here. I don't think I put enough glue underneath. I'm gonna come back with some more glue, and then over the top. And I'm gonna add some more to my little tray. And if you're wondering about the tray, I picked that up in Fredericksburg, Texas in a little shop. So can't link you up to that one. But whenever I'm out and about and I see like little trays, little bowls, I do tend to grab them because I think they're super cute and fun to use in my studio on projects. Okay, so we've got that and that. What about if I add something down here, then I'm kind of echoing what I've done up above. So I like that. I think that helps tie the composition together so you're not all in one place with it. So we're gonna just go right to the edge with that. That kind of blends it in with that rub-on too. That looks really nice. Oh, nice. See, it's coming together really good. I love doing random things like this and just playing with it and seeing what works. And when you see what works and you work up your composition, it really helps you evolve creatively. So like if I put that there, ties it all together. Yay. So, do you see how like the stamp in the background of the text also kind of helps tie the whole page together? And you'll see even more when I add that photo, which has a good amount of black in it, that the stamp in the background really picks up on that. Okay. Going to see if that'll just tear, and that did. Okay, now I'm gonna wanna dry this before I adhere some white paint. Yes, I think I'm gonna add some white paint. Oh, you know what, maybe, okay. Do you see how I don't really have a plan and I just keep going? We're gonna go ahead and add this. I'm glad we added that sentiment too, because I haven't really added any thoughts onto this. I think you need to think about writing. I was thinking about maybe adding some kind of hidden journaling panel to write the story about my aunt and uncle. And oops, and how much they meant to my dad and why they were chosen for me. Okay. And this is not the original photo. These are all colored laser prints on a Hammermill cover stock paper, which I will also link below. Okay, so now I need this to dry. And then I will add, you know what? Okay, I'm thinking out loud here. I think maybe I need a stamp. So I am thinking, dun, dun, dun. Yes. Okay, these are my new Christmas stamps with Arden. And I'm thinking like if I did 2, because I was born on September 2nd. These are my 2 godparents. So 2 is kind of symbolic here. So what if I stamped with the 2? And I think I want to do that in the blue. So So you can use Christmas, and this isn't even gonna look like Christmas. I'm gonna put it down here. Ooh, love that, love that. Okay, and I can't just have one too. So I pulled out, these are the Fine Line Alpha stamps that I designed for Sissics. And there are numbers in here. I wasn't sure at first, actually. I had to go back and look. I was hoping the numbers were in here, and they were. So that made me really happy. The 4 is all janked up. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So I'm also going to add that outline too, because I think that is just, it's artsy, it's fun, and it's a font that I had developed many, many, many years ago. And you can see it on the opposite page in the nature study rub-ons. So, okay. I think just, should it go here? Should it go over it? You know what? It should go separate. So I'm going to put it there. And then I'm actually going to do it one more time because, yes, I like to work in 3s. I'm just going to put it down there. Great. I really like that. All right, I'm getting close to wrapping this one up. So I'm gonna add some acrylic paint here in another dish. And I like to put it on the back side of my palette knife. And then just kind of brush my palette knife over the page. Not with real hard pressure, just kind of real light pressure. Oops, that wasn't good. Did not want to cover up my uncle. Darn. Well, at least it came off, right? You can still see him. Just adding white kind of softens things, helps tie it all together. And I don't know who the priest was. We do have a number of priests in our family. Deep stories to tell about the family and the church. But not for this page. We'll get to that another time. And so I don't want to do what I did again to anyone else. So I'm going to be careful of how I spread the paint near the photo. I'm going to make sure the date was on the photo. So it was 64. So I want to kind of leave that open. But let's see, maybe a little bit more up top here. But I don't want to cover my quote. Just want to pull it down and integrate a little bit with the stamps and the rub-ons. There we go. And then I think I want to do the same over here, and that will help integrate those together as well. Okay. I think that does it. I think I might come back and add some sentiment strips. So if you look, I don't want to grab my journal. I'm all full of paint. But if you look at the first page that I did, this is the left-hand side, and then we have this for our right-hand side. I think it would be good to go back to those printable sentiments and add some of those on this page. So I'm going to dig those up and come right back. Okay, so I found the word strip sheet. This is a printable one that came from Vintage Coastal that I designed for simple stories. So let's see. If the crown fits, I'm going to go with that one. So all of these are at katiepetitedesigns.com, and they are PDFs that you can print. These were printed on my color laser printer, but you can also print them on an inkjet. You could print them on washi sticker paper. This is heavier cardstock paper. And again, I will link the kinds of paper that I like to use. Probably got paint all over the back of that. I think if the crown fits, will go nice down there, but I think I need to balance it out with a couple of others. So I'm going to say we'll do today, because of course this set is a coastal set, and we are doing an art journal page about a baptism, but there are plenty of words that work for that too. So, and then I'm going to say stand tall, because it's all about the beginning of my life. And my grandmother always said, stand up straight. She made me walk around with books on my head and make me put my shoulders back and stand up straight. So stand tall, it's kind of fitting. And put that there. We'll go with today. Just trimming these up. And then I think I will, I'm gonna dry this, add those, and then come back and add some black key lines over them like I did on the other page. Okay, so let's get these word strips added on here. Like I said, I'm gonna do the if the crown fits down on the photo. And I just use Scotch tacky glue, if you're wondering, and we'll link that below too. And then maybe these two up top should actually be together. So I'm gonna do stand tall, because I don't want it too all over the place, and I want it to connect to the facing page. Oops. Just trying to nudge it down. Of course, it did more than just nudge it. There we go. Picker is always good to have on hand to get things in line where you need them to be, or to lift things up. Always gotta have a picker. Okay, and then today. Okay, I'm gonna come back in with a Kuretake ink marker, and I'm just going to freehand outline, whoops, that sentiment. But remember, when you go a little wonky like that, it's good. It adds organicness to it. This isn't a rigid piece. This is art journaling, and it should be more organic. I think that's one of the things I really like about art journaling is the organic nature, because I had a good portion of my career as a graphic designer, and with graphic design, everything's very rigid. You're lining everything up, you're doing annual reports. It's all very rigid. And with crafting and art journaling, it doesn't need to be rigid. So I like that. I think it's creative freedom that it gives you, me. All right, so I'm gonna slide this page in here. Like I said, I love, and if I had screwed up, I could have just, because I hadn't done the back side of this yet, I could have started another page, which is really nice. That's another nice thing about using a binder ring book. Okay, all right, friends, that completes my third episode of the creative journey of becoming. So I've got my first page and now my second page, and our second spread, I should say. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's next. All right, so if you liked this, be sure to like and subscribe and comment and ask me any questions below. I'd be happy to answer whatever I can. Have a great day, happy crafting, and I'll see you again here soon.